Welcome to CloudForge Training Institute. In this session, we will discuss about VPC and networking concepts. In previous sessions, we have launched EC2, but we don't see any networking related information. Okay, so if you see the EC2 instance, it has the IP address. It has, if you go to networking, you will come to know it has the VPC and it has the subnet. It has the availability zone. It has the private IP, public IP, and what is this IPv4? What is the IPv6? How we are getting the DNS names. Okay, so these are all we are going to see in the VPC classes. It's a completely networking class, guys. VPC is nothing but virtual private cloud is a service and that allows you to create your own private network within the AWS cloud where you can launch your services like EC2 instances, RDS databases, load balancers and other services. So without VPC, you can't launch these services. So let's explain a VPC clearly. So consider this is a VPC. Okay, this is a VPC. So VPC is nothing but virtual private cloud. Means you are creating your own network. Consider this is my network VPC IP. So I will let you know what is IP everything. 10.0.0 slash. So I'm taking 16. I'm taking. So this is VPC range. So I have created my own network. So here I'm launching my application. So for launching the applications, I required EC2 machines. Okay. Like this, within the VPC enter cloud network, I have created the two EC2 machines. Okay, those are the IPs 10.0.01 and 10.0.02. How it is coming, we'll discuss later. So like this, I can design the VPC with some IP. Okay, so I can launch the resources based on my requirement within the VPC. There are some advantages using the VPC. So first one is network isolation. If you use VPC, we can have the network isolated. Means if company A and company B uses both are using AWS accounts, but you can choose your VPC, means network size. Like here, even if you select see here, I have created the two EC2 machines with different IPs. Likewise, if I have the another company, okay, or another AWS account, I can choose the VPC apart from this one. Okay, like this, you can isolate the network. So there will be no mismatch issues. And second one is control over IP addresses. Okay, so we can choose our IP addresses based on CIDR range. We will see one by one what is IP address, what are the different types of IP addresses, and what is CIDR ranges. Okay, and using the VPC, we can create public and private networks. So there is a concept subnets. So there we will discuss about public networks and private networks. Okay, so private networks means public subnet and private means private subnet. Okay, so for public subnets, using the public subnets, we can launch the servers which is interacting with the internet directly. So using the private subnets, we can launch the private applications like databases like this. And another advantage is control network connectivity. Means VPC will decide which source can access the internet. So there is an options in the VPC. We have network internet gateway, NAT gateway, and no internet access. Okay, so like this, using these options, we can allow the public internet to our resources. And another advantage is high availability. So VPC can provide multi-availability zone. Okay, so each region have the multiple availability zones. Okay, if any one of the availability zone is fail, so our resources are available at another availability zone. And another advantage is we can build the enterprise architecture applications like three-tier applications, multi-tier applications, microservices, Kubernetes, okay, and ECS, hybrid cloud. So like this, using the VPC, we can build our enterprise related applications. See, also providing on-premises data centers connections. So using the AWS cloud VPC, you can connect to on-prem databases. Okay, so using the site-to-site VPN or AWS Direct Connect also. So these are the services providing the connection from cloud to on-prem. Also, we can have the multiple VPCs. We can connect it. Okay, from one VPC to another VPCs, we can share the resources securely. Okay, so using the VPC peering, transit gateway, private links, endpoints we have. So like this, we have multiple advantages using the VPC. We will see one by one. Okay. So till now we have discussed about networking. But what is networking? So it is a connection between two or more computers or devices to communicate each other. For example, you are calling from your mobile to another person. Let's suppose let's suppose when you are calling to other person, it is not reaching. Means we are simply saying there is a network issue. Okay, so there is no network. We are saying means your broadband companies like Jio, Airtel, they are building the network between the devices. Okay, so to happen the communication or networking between the multiple devices, we require NIC or network interface card. Now we are also calling as a controllers and media, topology, protocol, and IP addresses. These are the main requirements for the networking. About each component. First one is NIC card, nothing but network interface card or controller. It is a hardware component that connects the computer to computer network. So each NIC card having the unique MAC address, nothing but media access controller, which is used to avoid the conflicts between same NIC or NIC card adapters. So we can have the multiple NIC cards attached to one single server. Those are denoted as ETH0, ETH1, ETH2, ETH3, like this. We can name it. So for this, NIC card will helpful. And another one is media. So media is nothing but the cable to connect between the systems. If you see the diagram, you will able to understand. So we are using this cable to connect the devices. Another one is topology. Topology is a design how to connect these systems. For example, bus, ring, star, mesh, tree topologies we have. Okay. If you see that in this diagram, you will come to know how devices are connected. So first one is devices are connected bus topology. Here, devices are connected to one central backbone. If you see here, it is connected to all one backbone. Okay, and another one is net ring topology. So all the systems are connected looply. Okay, so data travels sequentially. And now another one is star topology. If you see here, one NIC card connected to multiple computers. So central controller will handle the all traffic. Okay, and now is mesh topology. So all the devices are interconnected. If you see here, all the devices are interconnected. If you see here, between these two, we don't have the connection. But in the mesh topology, the number of devices are connected internally. Okay, and another one is tree topology. If you see here, root device is connected to multiple devices. Okay, so like this, we can design the hierarchy. Next one is protocol. It is very important. So protocol defines the rules and conventions between the devices. For example, one chief minister is visiting one area. Okay, the policies will introduce the protocol. Okay, like it will define those protocol rules will define the who needs to allow, who should not go there. So those protocols will define the rules. The same way, protocol will define the rules and conventions to communicate between each devices. So there are multiple different types of protocols available in the network. So those are TCP. Another one is UDP. TCP is nothing but transmission control protocol. Another UDP is user data protocol. So these are the some difference between TCP and UDP. So it is a connection oriented. So there is an acknowledgement between send and received request, but there is no acknowledgement in the UDP. So mostly nowadays we are using the UDP only. Okay, so using the TCP there is a disadvantage. Just it is a slow communication between the devices, but if you use UDP, it is a faster communication. Okay, so TCP is mainly used for the protocols HTTP, FTP, SMTP, and etc. So these are the services using the TCP. Okay, HTTP is nothing hypertext transfer protocol. Okay, and FTP is file transfer protocol. SMTP is a simple mail transfer protocol. These are the networking concepts. So you no need to work on it, but just you should know the basics about these things. Okay, so UDP using to DNS, DHCP, and other protocols. Sorry, services. Now, another important thing is IP addresses. This session is completely theoretical, guys, because you should know the basics about VPC. So that's why I'm explaining this. Okay. So now it is IP addresses. So each computer will assign to sub IP addresses to identify each want to communicate with another network. Okay. So there are different types of IP addresses are available. IP addresses are, you can see here in the server. These are the IP addresses. You can see here. So each device have the IP addresses. Okay, 172.30.16.212, and another server has the another IP addresses like this 172.31.15.157. How these ranges are coming? These are coming from the VPC. Okay, so if you see the VPC, my VPC range is 172.31.0.0/16. So what is this /16? Everything we will see. Okay. So these are the classes of the IP address. So based on the classes, we have 5 IP addresses. One is, those are class A, class B, class C, class D, and class E. Okay, class A starts from 0.0.0 and ends with 127.255.255. and 255. Okay, leave about the subnet mask. We will see the later, and CIDR range also. Okay, classless inter-domain routing. So those reasons also like /8, /16. What is /24? If you see here, /16. So those we will see later. So we'll just focus on class and start and end only. Okay, and now class B, it's a 128. 0.0.0 and 191.255.255.255, and class C is starts from 192.0.0.0, ends with 223.225.225.225, and class D starts with 224.0.0.0 to 39.255 255.255, and class E starts with 240.0.0.0 and ends with 255.255.255.255. This is the max range. We'll discuss loopback and subnet mask practically. Okay, so that time you will come understand easily. So, and some other configuration files related to networking. These are the like /etc /sysconfig/network. This file keeps the information about the host name assigned to the system. Okay, if you want to change it, you can change here. Okay, and we have another file /etc/sysconfig/network-scripts. So this is the network configuration devices. Configuration of network devices. Okay, so /etc/host is the important thing. So this file is responsible for the resolving the host name into IP addresses locally. Okay, and another one is /etc/resolve.config. Okay, this file keeps the address of the DNS server. DNS is nothing but domain name service, means which is using to convert the IP addresses to name to IP address, vice versa. Okay, so we will have a different separate sessions on these services. Okay, not now, later. Okay, but you have to know what are the services we are going to use in the VPC. So we should know the basics about these networking concepts. Okay. So how to set the host name temporarily and permanently. So there is a commands we can set it, okay, using the test host name. So let's see the practically. So I have logged into the server. Let's see the host name. So this is my host name. I can set it host name. What is the command? Host name, then fully qualified domain. You have to give, like I'm giving CloudForge. CloudForge server. I'm giving host name. Okay, host name you must root. Okay, host name CloudForge server. I have given. Let's exit and connect to it to again. If you see here, cloud earlier it is the IP address. Okay, but now here it is CloudForge server. Okay, and now I'm giving the host name. You can see CloudForge server. Earlier it is shown as this. Okay, so now it is showing CloudForge server. So like this, we can change the host name. Okay, but this is temporary. Once you rebooted the server, it will go off. Again, it will come like this. So if you want to set it permanently, you have to change the modifications in the sysconfig network files. So these are the small information about networking. So let's go to the VPC console. So we will discuss about some metadata about VPC. So first one is VPC ID. So every VPC has unique ID. Okay, by default it will create. Another one is state. It is available state. Okay, DNS name, host names. It is enabled. Okay, it is enabled. DNS is nothing but, as I told you earlier, domain name services. It will convert the name to IP, IP to name. Okay, so this one is, DNS host names is enabled by default. So because of that only, I'm getting this one. So when I given the host name earlier, I have received, where is that? This name. Okay, host name. If you see here, the same name is available here along with what is availability zone. Okay, so if you disable this option, where is this? If you disable this option, you don't get public DNS. Okay, so instead you will get only IP address here. Okay, so like this, DNS names are helpful. Okay, another one is tenancy default. Okay, there are different types of VPCs. Means two types only: a default and custom. So default is by default AWS is created VPC in every region. Okay, so there is a default VPC. Okay, that is default VPC, and now VPC other options we can see. Okay, IPv4. Okay, this is the CIDR range 172.31.0.0/16. IPv6 we are not using here, so I don't get the IPv6 here. Okay, other components we have subnet, route table, internet gateway, egress-only internet gateway, DHCP option sets, elastic IP, NAT gateways, peer connections, network ACLs, security groups, endpoints, firewall DNS firewalls we have. So domain list we have network firewalls as well, and we have a virtual private networks, site-to-site VPN, site-to-site VPN connections, virtual private gateways, and we have another transit gateways we have. So like this, we have some components in the VPC. Those are very important concepts. We will discuss one by one from the next session. Thank you guys. See you in the next session.